Well, this is Damo's agenda, of course, as Billy just hosed into that chocolate. Now, Damo, I want to just preface this by saying that you have been criticised for daring to criticise North Melbourne. Yeah. OK? But feel free to criticise North Melbourne.
Oh, well, I have for a number of years, TJ. I just don't know where they're taking this particular football club. And you only have to look at they being the board. Had decisions to make it in 2016, and just a quick snapshot, they retired off players in the calibre of Harvey and Petrie and Ferrito and Del Santo. And then I would have thought when you made that call, that was the time to start the rebuild. We're now 2021 and they're starting, or maybe the end of 2020, they start the rebuild. They brought in players like Tyson and Hall and Pollock after they shed themselves of those club greats, particularly Harvey. So I just look at that context, given what we're now seeing. Lost 14 of their last 15 last year, the first 3 this year. You've got people like Wayne Carey saying, even before the season started, they won't win a game. You've got the chairman now putting out letters to members, and that's all okay, and that's all well and good. And this was a letter that came as a result of this third loss to the season to the Western Bulldogs on the weekend.
What's that saying?
Hard to read.
It's just saying stick together, stick fat. I mean, we're asking the players for excellence. We're asking you to be patient. And
that's okay.
That's absolutely okay. Yeah. No, that's absolutely okay. But pre-match even going into the Western Bulldogs, Lord, I know you spoke to a couple of officials. We all saw what David Noble said. We saw what Jack Zeeble said, the captain, about it not being acceptable, what they dished up against Gold Coast. And then they dished up the same again against Western Bulldogs, despite making the public pledges.
Yeah, Ben Amafio on 3AW Football pre-game. I know you had a similar conversation potentially with David Noble around saying, don't worry, you'll see our effort pretty much and expect a better performance today from the team after their loss last week against the Suns, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, David Noble to a broadcaster just said players have guaranteed us an effort today. It's just where do you go from that?
Yeah.
Like if you can't bring the effort and the intensity, which doesn't take any talent, then they don't have the skill. So, I mean, it is concerning. Will they win a game this year, Bill? Do you think the Kangaroos will get one?
Wayne Carey, who played with that club, said, at the start of the year, they won't win a game. I think they will.
Yeah, I think they'll get one.
I think they'll win a game somewhere.
History says a team wins a game.
So, Damo, are you saying management at North Melbourne's let down the current playing list?
I think they've delayed what had to be done. And even within that time frame to which I refer, they recontracted Brad Scott. Again, it was an all-in conversation about where they were at. But they then blinked 18 months into a 3-year deal for Brad Scott when they then moved him out of the club, as we know, halfway through 2019. Look, my views on the process to get Reece Shaw into the chair were, in my eyes, shambolic. I'm not going to back away from that. Okay. And they didn't have too many people volunteering to be part of the process that landed up with David Noble being coach.
OK, that's all recent history.
Yep.
Just moving forward, should they maintain Good Friday football?
As a spectacle, it's very hard to. I mean,
What was the crowd?
Well, it was a good crowd.
It's a good crowd.
It was.
No, you wouldn't knock the crowd. The crowd was good.
But
that's what you need.
To counter that, I think it might have been David Noble that countered that argument by saying, well, and yes, we did have the debate, but Carlton, even in its darkest days, was still able to maintain that game one status at the start of every season.
If you do have that debate about North and Good Friday, open up all those blockbuster games, including Essendon on Anzac Day, when you really need to throw it in because of their form in recent times as well. But look, that debate is a bigger one. But when it comes to the want for that club to have that game, what they dished up on the most recent example of it, it's hard to then get excited about that game next year.
And the big issue now is, obviously, they haven't been able to track players for probably 4 or 5 years now. With
big ones.
Yeah, Josh Kelly, Dustin Martin, Jordan De Goey. The list probably goes on and on. Now it's got to be done through the kids. It has to be done. I wouldn't even... You've got Jaden Stevenson in, but would there be many other takers for Jaden?
Well, they're talking about Will Phillips,
yes.
Who I read in the paper, they're talking about future captain.
Yeah, he may well be.
Before it even played a game. Anyway, a lot to look forward to, possibly not from a North Melbourne point of view, but we just hope that at some stage they can, sort of prove us wrong and sort of win 1, 2, maybe 3 games through the year.
On that, David Noble said he's been at Brisbane twice where there have been 1 win and 10 losses, so that's going to happen to North Melbourne. It's just making the right decisions, as Damo said, to turn their club around.